Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. You're good.
Yeah.
I'm glad the super best friends are here. We should be live. I want to get some confirmation. Anybody get a noti?
I did.
There we go. Lou, say something really quick.
Stop.
Alright, we're good. We all sound sexy. Yo! What it do, GG Nation, GG Legion, it's your fella again. Strauss Man, the GG. Yo, we are Venom today. Another one. We're dropping another one. Golden Gun Friends podcast, episode 500. Actually, no, episode 46. PS5 recap. We got a stellar show for you today. I got the super best friends with me. We're able to pull JJ away from Persona. Stay tuned for Persona 5 Royal Spoiler Cast pretty soon. He's getting pretty close. When I say pretty close, he's like 30, 40 hours away. But he's been killing it. He's been trudging through the game. Hopefully he's enjoying it. Hopefully it's not homework to him.
That is pretty close, though. He's like, what, 3/4 done with the game already?
He's towards the end. If this was the vanilla game, he's pretty much done. But it's not.
I'm on the 7th. I'm on the 7th palace.
Yeah, he's getting really close. Really, really close. What up, Shannon? What's up? He says what's up to JJ, too.
What up,
JJ?
Shannon?
JJ, you don't say anything. You shut up.
No, I say so. What up, Shannon?
But, gonna be a stellar show for you today. We had to talk some PS5. Big story. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. So many of you were there watching it live with me. It was super fun. EA State of... why did I say State of Play? EA Live, Thursday. We'll be live Thursday. I'll do a live reaction. There's a Pokemon...
Isn't it called EA Play or some shit like that?
Yeah, EA Play or something like that. Yeah, EA Play or something like that. We'll do a live reaction to that. We'll do, there's supposed to be a Pokemon conference or something tomorrow, something Nintendo. Might be a little late on that, my reaction. The EA one is at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I think, our time, here on the East Coast, if you're me and Lou. If you're JJ's Coast, it's 6, I think 6.
My coast?
Central time over there.
The Central Coast.
The Central Coast, baby. But we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun today. That was, I think, a really, really good showing for PlayStation. We had there's a lot to sit through. We'll try to get you a Twitch stream maybe later today. Maybe Lou and I will get on the rink a little bit for an hour. Sorry that some of those streams have been a little bit shorter lately. It's just been a really great E3 month, really. I mean, E3's not here, but it's been really a lot of great reveals, a lot of great games, almost new games every day on the daily for PS4 and next gen. But let's start out with some news. I'm going to start out with some news. JJ's favorite thing dropped today. The Madden 2021 trailer dropped. Lou and I were talking at like 5 a.m. in the morning about this because it leaked early. And Lou was describing all the edge rushers and the QB play. I'm like, oh god, it's just going to be stretched all over again. It's just going to be pass rushing all over again. JJ said a funny ass comment earlier this morning that is just, wow, that's a really nice patch from Madden. It is. I know I'm really disappointed. I was really hyped about last year's game. Last year's game wasn't super fun. The superstar abilities were fun. If you play Ultimate Team, this is the game for you. But if you're a franchise player like me and JJ, that like building our guys up and having fun and building an ultimate squad by, doing the right way. Or in JJ's case, going in copious amounts of debt.
I haven't done that since like Madden 15. Fuck off.
But,
and if we're doing facts here, the first team to ever go bankrupt was Levi's Columbus Aviators.
There is no proof of that. And who the hell would move to Columbus? Get the hell out of here. Outrageous. No offense to anybody from Ohio. Just saying. But fellas, if you got any quick tidbits on this, or do you want to just move on really quick? What do you guys think?
They're killing us franchise guys off. I have literally went to just playing like Madden 12 and 06 is what I've been doing lately. The franchise was deeper and stuff, so I'm with you, man. Those superstar abilities are cool. Superstar KO is a good idea, but it surely is for the casual gamer now to try to get as much money as possible. Which is I don't blame them, but it sucks for us.
It really does. It's a bummer. It's like they didn't fix anything from last year. They just seem to make all the problems worse.
And we don't know if they did add anything to franchise yet or not. You know, so we didn't. To me, the trailer didn't show us anything for us.
Yeah.
For what we want to do.
Lou, you got any quick thoughts, or are you good?
In terms of Madden, I don't know. Like,
you're not a Madden guy, but I know you platinum it right away and you trade it in. But was this appealing to you at all?
I used to be a Madden guy when I was in my younger days. Like, I love football. It's just that I don't think that Madden, I think it just fulfills that need for football for like the first couple of days, or depend on the person, weeks or months, and then it's like, oh, this is the same game that's been made for like the last 7-8 years now. They just add a couple little things like superstar abilities. They add, and a lot of those are overpowered. Remember a couple of years ago, the catch system was overpowered when they first added that.
Yeah, 16.
Everybody.
Yeah, OBJ one.
Yeah, I faced one of my buddies, and he had OBJ, and he had like 300 yards against me, and all he kept doing was spectacular catches with OBJ. And it was just, and I would double, and then have somebody drop back, and it was just unrealistic. And, when they add new stuff, it scares me because it's overpowered. And then the next year, they kind of nerf it a little bit. So.
Yeah. Go ahead, JJ. What do you guys have to say?
I don't mind it being the same game every year, because there's not much you can do. FIFA and NHL are going to be, for the most part, the gameplay is going to be the same almost every year. The core of the gameplay, like you said, they do like stretch run. What I want is, when we play on all Madden against the CPU, because we play franchise, I don't want to win 45. I don't want to win 45-10 anymore. 52-7. It's boring and repetitive. I want, when you are in a game that's competitive where you win 35-28 or 10-7 sometimes, those are fun. Those are, and the stretch, like you said, the stretch run was ridiculous this year. I've never been able to really run on Levi consistently until this year, where, I think I had 300 yards rushing with Joe Mixon in the Super Bowl. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was really, JJ handed me a good one, but there's no proof of that. Don't look it up.
I did get to see a Strauss ball, though. It was sent to me, a Strauss ball, and my goodness, just those stretch runs were just a little OP, but hey, it is what it is. I mean,
the superstar KO, or the superstar abilities too, Lou. Levi made a nice pass to Andy Isabella on the sideline. He swerved to stay in bounds, and Jamal Adams just murdered him.
Yeah.
And he should fumble, but then he'll run a stretch run towards Jamal Adams, and Jamal Adams hits him and he fumbled. I think Jamal Adams had 4 forced fumbles in one game. I think I had 35 forced fumbles in a year with Jamal Adams alone.
Yeah. It was really broken.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
A team doesn't even force 35 in a year.
I don't know if you guys watch the Madden pros play, but it's literally the same play. It's stretch run over and over. That's just what it is. That's just how the game's played. Let's move on from Madden.
Yeah,
Congrats to the Lamar Jackson MVP cover vote.
Yes.
Instead of stretch run, it's going to be QB run to the right now.
Maybe the quarterback won't fumble every time you touch him this year.
Yeah.
Every other year.
Let's talk about, before we talk about the next EA game, I do want to talk about Persona 4 Golden Kingdom Hearts Mom, Melody of Memories or something. Or Melody of Memory or whatever. The new Kingdom Hearts game that was leaked yesterday. I shouted out to the boys yesterday. It was real. Ended up getting revealed today. I was like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that. It's a rhythm game. JJ had a hilarious text today. He's like, "Thank God I don't have to play this." But
so excited.
He doesn't know all the Kingdom Hearts spin-off games are story related.
Don't care. Not playing
it. It does have some story about Kyrie in 3, but to be honest with you, we probably won't play it. We won't review it here. We'll probably look up the spoilers and maybe talk about it on a pod sometime down the line. It is a rhythm game. It looks okay. I know that I make Elo very happy. One of the greatest JRPGs of all time, Persona 4 Golden. Lou broke this news. He was right about this rumor. This rumor was hot. We've been hearing about this for years. It finally happened. #1 game on Steam within an hour. $20. Very, very cool. Persona 4 Golden. It's one of my favorite video games of all time. Persona is a very special series to me on this channel. I always seem to bring it up. But Golden is a very, very great game. I'm happy more people get to play it. I don't understand the hate on the other side of it, where people are saying, fuck Sony, they lost the exclusive and stuff like that. That's odd to me. I really think P4, P3 remakes are down the line. If not, we will get this HD port on the PS4, maybe even Switch down the line. I still think the P3, P4 remakes are down the line. New Game Expo is next week. We'll do a live reaction to that. That's the rumored Persona 6. I think Persona 5 Arena is going to be there. Probably some more Square Enix stuff. Spike Chunisoft, the Danganronpa fellas there will be there as well. Don't know if we'll get any Persona 5 Scramble news or anything like that. There was rumors of a Persona 1 and 2 remake there, but I don't know. I know people are getting their hopes up because of this Persona 4 Golden rumor not being true. I don't know. Always take rumors with a grain of salt. That's what I always did. Until it was confirmed on the PC Gaming Show, I did not believe anybody. And I saw the damn Steam page of Persona 4 Golden. Like, I did not believe anybody until Atlas confirmed it on the PC Gaming Show. And it was 100% confirmed. Very cool. Go check it out if you don't have a PlayStation Vita. I also want to point out, like, people that are saying, kind of hating a little bit on Sony for losing exclusive. The game's 9 years old. It made all its money on the Vita. It was the highest selling Persona game until Persona 5. Expect the same thing for Persona 6. That'll be the highest game. It'll keep breaking records. Go check it out. You got a Steam account. You got a PC that can run it. If you're PlayStation fans, Switch fans, if you're waiting, huge possibility it comes to PS4 and Switch. If not, we're getting remakes. I think that's what they're going to do, personally. I think they're going to do remakes because if they release this on Steam on the PC Gaming Show, why wouldn't they do the same thing for PS4 on the same day? Seems very odd to me. So to me, I think they're going to definitely release it on PS4. Also, I want to point out Atlas, Sony. If people think Sony have forgotten about Persona, the PS5 reveal event, the opening montage had Persona 5 in it, Bloodborne, Gravity Rush. Some of these IPs, Sony hasn't forgotten. I know people want Bloodborne too. It's going to happen. Miyazaki's a busy guy right now. Elden Ring and some other things going on. You don't want to step on Dark Souls' toes right now. Jumping ahead a little bit. But I think it's really cool. Very cool Kingdom Hearts announcement. Random Kingdom Hearts announcement today. Yesterday was Star Wars Squadron trailer. Another EA game. This is going to be fully revealed on the EA Play show. Their E3 show. Thursday. So we'll watch that live. I think it's a 5v5 Squadron. I didn't really get much from the trailer. Did you fellas watch it at all?
I did.
What'd you think, Will?
I mean, I thought it looked cool. I heard that it's going to be $40, right? That's what it's going to be $40 game.
It might be. We'll see it played definitely on EA for sure. That's actually a pretty good sweep point, actually, if it's $40. Interesting trailer. Did you see it at all, JJ?
Bits and pieces. It looked cool. Dogfighting Star Wars game.
The thing is, it said actual gameplay. None of that shit was gameplay. That was all CGI. It was all bullshit. It was all bullshit. Don't believe that. I want to actually see it for EA Play. I think it's cool. I accidentally wrote Rogue Squadron because that's what I really wanted it to be, but that's not what it is. That's not what it is. It's more of a dogfighting type game. Interesting. The most interesting news thing today. AT&T, this was like a week ago, I think Lou put this out here. AT&T owns Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers games. They're putting Warner Brothers games on sale. It's $4 billion. And a lot of people are just thinking NetherRealm and Rocksteady, so the Batman and, Mortal Kombat licenses will be up, which I know a lot of people will cringe if EA or Activision or somebody buys them. But it's more than that. It's Harry Potter. It's all the Lego games. There's so many other studios under that umbrella. It's just not those two big ones everyone thinks about. The Lego games are hugely popular. They make a ton of money. They print them out, and it just prints money. Harry Potter, that RPG game everybody's waiting for. Where the F is Batman? I'm so confused why that was not at the PS5 reveal. Don't know what's going on with that game. Really interesting down the line. What do you fellas think of this, and where does this going to go? I do want to state this is not going to be resolved anytime soon. It's going to take very, very many months. And I almost think it won't just be the one umbrella. It won't just be the $4 billion. Maybe they can pick off these studios each by each. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I don't think a lot of gaming companies have $4 billion, just to be honest with you. Go ahead, JJ. What are your thoughts, and who do you hope scoops it up, and what's going on with this Batman game?
What I heard is they're going to buy. They just get the studios.
Yes.
AT&T is still going to own the IPs.
They will own Batman and everything. Yeah.
They will own. AT&T will still have Batman. They'll still have the Lego games, and then they'll license those out.
Yes.
To make
100%.
even more money on top of the $4 billion. Like I'll say this: EA games, for the most part, look great. It's what we're all afraid of is, and with Activision as well, is microtransactions. That's what scares us the most.
Yeah.
Like, there's no such thing as microtransactions. I don't think we'd care, because really all it is EA is going to buy NetherRealm, and Ed Boon's still going to make his game with his engine and his. So.
Yeah. To be fair, microtransactions was a brilliant idea.
These
These companies are highly smart, and look at Fortnite. It is a juggernaut of making money, right? Every fucking season, it makes so much money. Go ahead.
Those microtransactions have changed gaming. You know, we come from a generation and the generation before us where, you buy a game and it's done. Mm-hmm. There aren't patches. There was you unlocked characters. You couldn't buy any characters. You would have to proceed through the game. It made you play the game more. Now you can just, if you want a 99 overall Calvin Johnson, you spend the $100, you go get it.
And if a game was broken, there was no patch when we grew up, kiddos.
So there are that has nothing to do with microtransactions.
It's
but still, gaming is cool now, where you can, for two key examples: Star Wars Battlefront 2, shitty game coming out, it was terrible. It's actually a really good game now.
Yeah,
what's the other?
now
what's the one you have? You bought Day of the Planet one.
Which one?
The game you have it sitting behind you.
Oh, No Man's Sky.
Yeah, No Man's Sky. Always promised nothing, and now it's a really good game. But microtransactions, I don't really have money to buy a game. I don't have money to see, I can't go build a 99 overall Ultimate Team. I can't do the FIFA Ultimate, all those Ultimate Teams. I can't really, I don't have the time to grind those out either. So I think that's what we're all afraid of, is you don't want, even the Crash Team Racing game, who said they weren't going to have a ton of microtransactions, about 2 weeks later had a bunch of microtransactions. So, Activision and EA, I heard one other studio is really interested.
I think it was
it's
Valve, maybe?
Yeah, Take Two. It was
Take Two, yeah.
Which, I guess if we're going for the lesser of all evils, it'd be Take Two.
What's up, Seth? Which one was it, JJ, you said?
I think Take Two would be the lesser of all evils. They kind of...
Lou, what are your thoughts on this?
So, if what JJ said is true, what he said, which is what I read in articles, I happen to think that this sounds like to me that they're open to go exclusive. So maybe it's one of those things that, it's bought by a third party, but then a first party like a Microsoft or a Sony chip in and pay for the other half.
Mm.
So what if they do something like that? There's many ways that you can think about doing this. $4 billion is a lot of money. The Mets were sold for what, $2.6 billion, and that's a whole organization, baseball team.
Yeah.
So you're talking about
that's what Star Wars sold for, I think.
Yeah.
To Disney.
Yeah. This is how big video games is now, guys. It makes more money than all those things you just said combined. It's the number one biggest franchise. I don't want to call it franchise, but the number one selling, interactive
entertainment.
But if you think about the games that they
it's video games. It's not movies. It's not sports or anything like that. It's video games, which is kind of surprising. When many years ago I would have never thought that. When I was playing Mario and shit like that.
Yep.
That's a really good point, Lou. Does anybody have the balls, first party, to stand up? Does Sony have the balls? Does Microsoft have the balls? I don't think either or has the balls to do it, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, I could totally see that. And, you're talking about the three people that they mentioned, the three companies that they mentioned, Activision, EA, and Take-Two. They can do it. Would I like EA to make Batman games or have the IP of Game of Thrones? Or
if you want to play this Batmobile section, $2.99, friend.
Yeah, Activision.
And to be fair, I think EA's learning. Like, Jedi Fallen Order is a big time. Respawn has been a great studio for them. Every game they've done has been money. Titanfall 2, everything. Apex Legends is a powerhouse right now. Still makes a lot of money. They learned from Jedi Fallen Order. Like, oh, you guys really like that thing. So if they were to scoop this up, this could be a Sega situation with Atlas, where Sega picked up Atlas and was like, hey, just do your Persona stuff. We're gonna hang out in the background. And that's what EA could do. That's what Take-Two could do. Activision could do. It's funny how JJ says the lesser of two evils. But it's true. I think a lot of people, if we woke up next day and we saw, Rocksteady was bought by EA, would be like, I don't, we might cringe a little bit.
If
but
they
it might
took a
not be as
hands-off approach,
dangerous as we think. Go ahead, JJ.
Well, if they took a hands-off approach, though, kind of, Sony does with, like Kojima and the Days Gone games.
Oh, no, they're very handsy with Kojima.
If they let them make their vision.
With Kojima.
Yeah, sure. He's a psychopath.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I was saying if they let these studios make their games and they're just making money without really doing much, then I don't think it will matter.
Yeah.
I don't see EA and Activision not getting involved. Like, just letting them do their thing.
It would be tough for them, I think, because they got to put...
Because they would look at Batman and be like, holy shit, $signs. Mortal Kombat, $signs. You want to play online? Hey, online... You remember those days in the PS3 days where you bought, like, Battlefield and you had to get an online pass with the game? And the reason for that was they did not want you to buy pre-owned. They were trying to kill said place back then, too. So they wanted you to buy the new game so you can get the online pass. Otherwise, they would charge you $10 to play online, which is insane to me. But that's just kind of who they are. They're smart businessmen. I know people hate it, but it's smart money-making business. We'll see what happens in the future. We'll keep you updated on GG and Friends. If anything happens, any breaking news. My best bet is it's going to be months from now, guys. It's going to take a while. I mean, it'll probably be in the PS5 era, Xbox Series X era, before we even find out any more wrinkles of news. Because they just kind of decided to do this now because I think they're more invested in their Hollywood side with the DC movies, the DC universe, stuff like that. Joker movie won an Oscar. It's very popular. They're more into Hollywood right now than they are video gaming. And JJ's right. 100% they would license most of the things out. I don't think they would... I think Ed Boon and NetherRealm own Mortal Kombat, so they can't touch that. If you buy NetherRealm, you're getting Mortal Kombat 100%. But yes, if you buy Rocksteady, you're not necessarily getting Batman. You're getting that Batman game that they're working on right now, or Justice League game, whatever it is, because it's WB Montreal that's working on the the Court of Owls Batman game that's going on, which we know way too much about and have not seen yet, which is kind of crazy to me.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, I know, it doesn't exist, right? Let's get into the PS5 recap, baby. This is it. Let's talk about probably the thing I thought was a 50-50 shot. Lou and Chad, shout out to them. Thank them so much for hopping on the prediction show. They showed the hardware. The hardware was revealed. JJ, what is your takeaway of the PS5 box itself?
Seth and I had the same reaction. We both said, you know what? I don't really give a fuck what it looks like. It's going to play the games I want to play, so I don't care. I thought it wasn't what I'll just say it wasn't what I was expecting. It threw me off. I should have knew better though that it was going to be a white console for the controller was white.
Well, yeah, usually two-tone for sure, two-tone console.
Yeah. So I love that everyone thinks it looks like a modem because that was my first thought as well.
Yeah, a router.
And I'm in the same boat as I think everyone who are watching you. I'm probably going to get the disc drive one, even though I haven't bought a game.
Oh my god! I was gonna just ask you that because I think I thought you'd be the only one that would get digital out of everybody here.
I wouldn't. It's just that nostalgia thing where if I want to get a disc, I can. If I want to buy a used copy of something, I can. You know, I haven't bought a physical copy of a game in. I think WWE 2K19 was the last physical one I bought.
Yeah.
So I
still hold on to that nostalgia. JRPGs. I know I kind of gave JJ the bug a little bit, at least on one JRPG particular. So we might have to share Persona 6 going forward, or I'll double dip on it like I probably was going to do. What happened?
Well, that's how I feel too. Like I'm eventually going to go buy the God of War collection edition. Yeah. Just because it's my favorite game, and also I think for the people who don't like the way it looked, just wait a few months when a new game comes out because they'll do a special console.
Yeah.
When Spider-Man 2 comes out, there'll be a new one.
Lou, what did you think of the console and hardware reveal? You and Chad kind of called it. I thought it was a flip of a coin. I actually was leaning towards probably weren't going to show it, but hey, they did. What did you think of the console?
So I'm not a guy that I don't care what things look like if I know what the product is going to give me.
Yeah.
So when I saw the console, my first reaction was, ugh, that looks like a big router. Like it looks big. It honestly does look big.
It's big. It is big. It's a big boy.
And I'm a guy that has the PS4 Pro, and it looks like an eraser. My PS4 Pro. The Pro literally looks like old school eraser.
Yeah.
But as I kept looking at it and seeing it, online, and more and more we talked about it, it just kind of like was an afterthought of what it looked like. I mean, like, it's not the greatest thing. It looks like I saw somebody on Twitter post their router, and then they put two envelopes on the side.
Yeah, the memes were great. I gotta give it up to the peeps that do all the video game memes. That shit was funny. Like, I can have a good laugh about it. Go ahead, JJ.
You go buy your Xbox Series X, and you can have your tower next to your router.
Yeah, or you can have your fridge next to your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I've seen one of those. But I was pretty much like you guys. I feel the same way. I think the console look is overrated a little bit because you're just going to be playing games. You're going to forget about it instantly. When you guys watched it live with me, I was very conflicted. I was like, okay, interesting. I was like, JJ, I didn't expect it to look how I thought. I thought it was going to look very similar to PS4 Slim. That was my guess. But as the more and more I look at it, I'm starting to like it a lot more. It looks very futuristic yet modern. I like that they went with their own thing. They didn't do a simple black box like they traditionally do. I kind of like what Sony really does. And I'm going to say this right now. When this was revealed, I hated how the Switch looked. I hated how the tablet looked. And I'm like, this is just a tablet. And then when I actually bought it and opened it, I'm like, damn, it really is just a tablet. But when I started playing Breath of the Wild, I quickly forgot about it. Like it just, I don't even remember what this thing really looks like anymore when I play video games. I just play games now, and I think it's the same thing. And you know how the internet is, very cynical, very fickle.
I will say one thing though.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a buddy of mine. I'm actually shocked that the people that I know, them leaning more towards getting the digital console.
Because it looks a little bit better?
Yeah, they said that it actually looks a lot better. And a friend of mine told me that they wish that the disc, where you insert the disc, was at the black part and not sticking out at the white part. Yeah. Instead of it being like, it's kind of like hidden inside. Like he said, like the Pro is.
Well, it looks like
when you look at the Pro.
It looks like a tumor a little bit. It's like hanging out on the side there.
But I was surprised at how many people that said that they were getting the digital console.
I really thought JJ was going to be one of those people.
I'm going to get the disc because like there's so many. I just don't think that there's enough market for digital games outside of the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
So
they're not allowed to sell. They're not allowed to sell digital games anywhere for PlayStation outside of the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
If you go to Walmart right now, all you can get Xbox, you get Switch. All you can get is PlayStation dollars. You can't actually buy.
Yep, the currency.
And I can't get like. I just recently bought the Yakuza, the remastered collection, the 3 games for $20 at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Like it was on sale for $20, and I thought that was a great deal.
Yo. It's a great site.
Yes, shout out to Cheap Ass Gamer. But yeah, it's like there's those deals that because of Cheap Ass Gamer, because of like Fat Kid deals is another one. But they don't do really games; they just do like other stuff like.
To be fair, the PlayStation State of Play sale they're doing right now is excellent.
Yeah,
incredible.
Dude, I bought
every
games.
week they have like a flash sale.
Oh no, they do.
Great. Go ahead, Lou.
Oh no, they do some great sales. Mm-hmm. But there's sometimes where like out of the blue, like Best Buy in particular will do a sale. And you know what I mean?
They had Odyssey
dang,
for
this is cheap.
$5 one time.
Yeah.
Right now, said store has buy 5 used games.
I saw that. I got the email.
Yeah.
I got the email from because I bought Xenoblade from them. They were the only place that had Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
And the list it was like Last of Us, God of War.
Yeah.
They're all the dumb red stripe.
Yeah,
but all the great hits
I don't like that either. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the deal today, they had pre-owned Fallout 76 for $3.99. Yeah. I know you guys wanted to jump on that.
Nope, that's just still too expensive, Lou. $3.99 for Fallout 76. $3.99, baby.
This is how.
I'm with you guys. I'm gonna get disc. JJ and I game share on everything, so digital hasn't been bad. Like I woke up one day and my Last of Us Part 2 was just pre-installing. It's ready to go. I'm like, shit, awesome. It's a very convenient thing. I don't have to go to a store. These kids are growing up with digital, so they don't even give a shit. Me as an old man that really still likes holding his, Persona collectors and getting them signed and stuff. I still like holding on to physical, but I don't do it as often as I used to. Because JJ and I would just really help each other out. It's going to be my turn to buy Avengers pretty soon here in a couple months. But it's convenient in a lot of ways, and I can see why. I'm actually kind of shocked JJ's getting not getting the digital one. I definitely getting.
I want to see the.
Yeah.
I want to see the specs first too.
Yeah.
I want to see is there a bigger hard drive in one or the other, or is it?
That's a good point because I'm guessing
that's a great point.
The slimmer one will be like anywhere from $50 to $100 cheaper, is my guess.
Yeah.
Essentially, they revealed the Lockhart before Microsoft did. Essentially.
I want to see what the price is going to go down to. Right now, it's what, $700 is the placeholder.
No, that ain't real. That's kind of fake. That's fake.
It's a placeholder.
It's a placeholder, so you can pre-order it.
Yeah.
So that's all it is right now. So
that was on Play Asia, and they took it down really quick.
I feel like it's going to be like $550. I think
that's
is where
what I
think
too. It's going to be around there, anywhere from $400 to $600 is my guess.
Yeah, I can see.
Because once they fucked up that PS3 launch with how expensive that was. I don't see him doing it
I want to
again.
bring up this point, JJ, because I brought this point up to Lou. In 2006, 600 was horrendously amount of money. It was a huge amount of money. In 2020, that is not a big amount of money anymore. People are buying iPhones 6 months
$1,500 every year.
Normally, you're right.
Yeah.
But right now, it is a lot of money.
Well, for the pandemic, but
with
a lot
all
of
the
you guys
stuff that's
got your
going
stimulus checks. A lot of people already have that saved up. They're ready to go.
Yes.
This thing's gonna sell out right away.
Oh no, there's no arguing that. But it's for the people that normally are fringy, who couldn't or who could just afford it. Like I'm lucky, I did get a bonus from work, so I have enough money saved up right now. If that didn't happen, I wouldn't be able to
be
get
honest,
it day
the
one.
price I don't think they're really scared of. It's more about them one-upping Microsoft. That's what it's about. It's a big game of chicken right now. That's just what it is.
I always thought, hardware was not. You've brought hardware. Really, they don't really have to charge a lot for it.
Both companies are willing to take a loss on it.
It's the software that's going to make them.
It's going to make the money. Yes.
And that's a good segue to you.
Yes, we will get there in a second. I still want to talk a little bit of this because Microsoft's in a pickle here, and we're going to put on our. We're going to get hired in Microsoft pretty soon. We're going to put on our thinking caps a little bit. Me, JJ, and Lou. We just get, we're the head of the gaming division of Microsoft pretty soon here. So stay tuned to that. They're in a tough pickle because their mindset is we got to go lower than PlayStation is because that's how they beat us. In reality, PlayStation beat them with a joke. It beat them by going $100 sooner. Shuhei Yoshida and Matt, I think it was Matt, or Adam Bowles, who's not with Sony anymore. This is also the amazing part about Sony is they have so much turnover every generation and they still keep going good. But they did a 20-second joke. This is how you share your pre-owned game, right? You handed it to JJ, boom, and he's like, "Thank you," and it's over. And everybody laughed. It was very childish, but it was very funny. It was just how it was, and that was the seal. That was the nail in the coffin. So Microsoft's thinking like that still. That is in the back of their mind that they're like, we are in a bad pickle right now. They got a ton of exclusives. They've really brought a lot of goodwill this generation. They've redeemed themselves from PS3. They're thinking that old mindset that they got to get back. But hey, unfortunately, I don't think no matter what Microsoft does, they're kind of just effed in a lot of ways. But we'll talk about that in a little second. Segue alley-oop to me. Let's talk about our highlights of the show. I'm going to start it off. I'm going to be really rude. I'm going to start it off because obviously I'm wearing the particular shirt. It's not Miles Morales. This is Venom. But they technically opened the show with Grand Theft Auto montage. And I want to say,
keep making money.
I know it's the Spider-Man meme where it's PS3, PS4, PS5. They're all pointing at each other, right? I actually really like Sony's montages. That they showed such a great lineup of PS4 games. Bloodborne, Persona 5, Gravity Rush. Horizon, God of War. Like it kept going on. It didn't end. It was just a montage of primarily exclusive games.
Uncharted.
Like Death Stranding, everything. They showed the whole kit and caboodle. Horizon. I don't know if I didn't say that, but I do want to say that is what I do like those montages. One of my highlights. I know it was kind of a thud because it wasn't Grand Theft Auto 6, but I think they quickly reminded us that they weren't messing around with Spider-Man, Miles Morales. JJ called this right off the rip. It was a side game. I was like, is this Spider-Man 2? I'm confused. What's going on? Lou and I immediately thought First Light. Like, okay, is this a expansion side game? And then was this Spider-Man 2? And then all these weird reports over a night. Like, this blew up wildfire. Message boards were going crazy. Like, oh my God, they're remastering Spider-Man 2008, and this is an expansion. That's kind of a bummer. And then Insomniac came out. JJ and Lou, this is why they get paid the big bucks because they're Twitter rats. He showed the tweet of Insomniac. Yo, it's a standalone game. We'll show you more. down the line. Because they said this event was kind of crazy because they said there's more to come. And lock it in. State of play August. That's probably going to be price reveal.
They have to show it's a launch game.
Yeah, holiday 2020, and I think this is really awesome. I think we knew this. Spoilers for the end of Silver Sable DLC. Sorry, spoilers. We did a spoiler cast on it. JJ and I did a while ago. Spoilers. Peter Parker's training Miles Morales. He doesn't have his traditional suit yet. He just has his mask on. He jumps off the building learning to web sling. My guess is, I'm going off my hunch, because Lou and I have talked many a time the last few nights over hours because we're excited about this game. Me being the big Spider-Man fan here, I know you guys like other characters more, like Batman and stuff. Me being the Spider-Man guy, Spider-Man, Wolverine, my top 2 favorites of all time. I really think at the end of Silver Sable, MJ goes to Silver Sable's country, kind of just telling Peter, hey, I'm kind of going. Sorry, see ya. Even though this country's at war, it's hella dangerous. I got to do this news story. So I think Peter's going to go over there. I think he's going to go over there, save her. While he's over there, Miles Morales has to watch New York, and he has his own adventure, and it's bigger than we think. It's going to be a lot bigger than I think initially it was, because like we said, we were thinking it was First Light. In reality, it's probably Lost Legacy. It's that type of game. Just a nice.
I think it's 20 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
20
JJ.
hours.
Sorry, JJ was talking. Sorry.
I think it's gonna be about 20, 30 hours.
That's what I think too.
I think it's similar where this is gonna be it kind of sets up things for Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
So you don't.
Yes.
I like how they're doing it too. So you don't have to do this in Spider-Man 2. He doesn't have to train Miles in the new game.
Yes. Yeah.
So you get it out of the way. They got their city already built. The world building, you just got to tell the story now. You just got to write the code for the story. Where I'm excited. I mean, like you said, technically they opened with GTA 5, but I mean, off the rip, man, they went bam, 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 3 right in your face.
3 exclusives right off the rip, just bam, bam, bam. Lou, what'd you think of the Miles Morales trailer?
In the last podcast that we did, I'm forgetting the name of it. Excuse me.
642.
Yeah, 642, 800 a billion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said that they were going to reveal Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I want to give Lou half a point here because he almost called it, because I thought it was Spider-Man 2. He nailed it. Yeah. I thought they might have had a tease or something, but I don't think anybody saw Holiday 2020 for this. So go ahead, Lou.
Well, the reason why I thought about that is because that's an easy cash cow right there, and just like GTA, like you have to keep going until that cow can't produce milk anymore. So you can't blame them. It's just the way that it is.
And Insomniac's a great studio, man. They know how to do it well.
Yes. But as far as what I think is going to happen in terms of story,
do you think I'm off kilter, anybody? Like, do you think I'm kind of in the right zone story wise? I think that's kind of because it seems like winter. Peter doesn't seem to be around. It seems like that's what's probably going to happen. He's probably off in that other country. I forgot.
He was narrating the whole time.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like, he could be off somewhere. Like, he could be with MJ, as you're predicting. I mean, he could be with the Avengers. Who knows where exactly Peter really is. I think Miles is going to have his own little story.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly it's going to be. I mean, we can speculate, from Spider-Man's B and C villains.
Yeah, I want to ask
maybe
you guys,
not.
who are the villain? What's the villain here? Go ahead, Luke.
I mean, I honestly don't know.
I don't know either. I've been thinking about this a lot. I'm like, it won't be Hammerhead again, I don't think.
I think it's too early to predict, and I want to see more before, we start predicting, his villain and
also,
what's going to happen.
This is different Miles Morales too. This is not future Miles. This is not Miles from an alternate dimension. He's just here. He just works in this universe already.
I know who's going to be at the end of the game, villain.
That's what I was going to say, is that I think that maybe they segue at the end of Miles' game for Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Well,
and I
for
think
sure.
that,
We all know that. So you think Venom? Green Goblin? Okay.
You think it's Green Goblin? Like, I mean...
Well, JJ's saying ending villain will probably be Green Goblin, but the main villain here,
you won't fight him. I don't think you'll fight anybody. It's gonna set up for the next game.
Okay, because he is fighting AIM. It is the AIM soldiers and stuff like that.
I mean, you could still do a fight.
Confirmed.
That'd be crazy. That'd be funny as hell.
Yeah, you can still do a fight though. Like, you can still have a fight.
I think there'll be boss battles. If this is like what we're thinking, 20, 30 hours, there's gonna be some boss battles.
Fight he's gonna lose on purpose. It's one of those automatic lose fights.
It could happen. That's true because he's young. And it's kind of crazy. I don't know if it's just PS5 graphics, but he looks a little older in some sequences. So maybe there is a time jump. I don't know. It's interesting. It's too hard to tell.
Mysterio.
That'd be dope. I would like that. That's a perfect like B villain right there. You know? Like Lou was saying, a B, C or villain. Maybe they go deeper than that, you know, right? Like maybe they go deeper than that. I was looking at some Miles Morales comics and stuff, but his Green Goblin and all his villains are very futuristic and actually goblins and monsters and shit. Where in this world that doesn't make sense because he's already here. He's not. I think they want to do Spider-Verse, and this is a good way to have a in-between game before Spider-Man 2, because I think Spider-Man 2 is probably next year. I think we can lock that in. It's probably most likely happening, because I don't think anybody saw this coming. Nice surprise. Was there any more you guys want to touch upon, Miles Morales?
No, I don't. I really don't think so. I mean, my biggest question is, where's Peter? And is Peter even going to be in it? I mean,
probably
we're speculating.
Not. Probably,
but
I don't think he will be. I think it's definitely Miles' story. I think it is going to segue to 2 pretty nicely, which I thought Miles was going to be part. We were all theorizing that Miles was going to be playable in 2, or we could both be Spider-Man.
What I mean is he going to be in it? Like, could he just be doing his own thing and still be in City? And
is he going to be like? Spoiler alert. Doc Ock was like at the beginning of the game, where he's kind of you just pop in to talk to him and stuff.
Yeah, his mentor a little bit. I don't know. I don't think Peter's there, because if you hear him narrate, he goes, "Your dad said to be what makes a hero great or something." I apologize, I don't know it verbatim. I did watch it a few times, but he goes, "It's time for you to be a hero, Miles." And and he's holding something. I don't know if that's like Shocker or something. I don't know. He's like holding something that rips his suit off a little bit, some blast or something. So I don't know who's that from or anything like that. JJ, what was one of your highlights?
What
was one of your highlights for the show?
The obvious one, they showed NBA 2K21.
That ain't your highlight, sir.
I was excited to see that the Ratchet and Clank. It was a podcast a long time ago. But I thought they were going to announce a new Ratchet and Clank, and they did, and it was awesome. It looked fun as hell.
Insomniac really flexed their muscle here.
2 of the first 3 games they showed were Insomniac games.
Yeah, they really flexed their muscle. And this Ratchet and Clank game is actually a true powerhouse for PS5 because of the rifting, the level loading, the showing the solid state drive in action.
Yeah.
He's falling through the sky. He's in a different world already. Boom. He's in another portal in a different world. He's pulling these portals. There was a little bit of jank, a little bit, dip in frame rate a little bit, but the game I think will be all etched out by the time it's still in early development, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think that potentially could be another launch title too, though. It's a nice side game. But go ahead, JJ. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, I just liked how it looked. It's a. It wasn't a remake, which I liked. It wasn't like...
it wasn't Going Commando. It wasn't number 2.
It wasn't something...
Also, rest in peace to all the sexual innuendos. Quest for booty. Size matters. Up your arsenal. going commando. Rest in peace to all the sexual innuendos.
Nuts and bolts.
Yeah, nuts and bolts.
Yeah, I think that's one. But I guess, Mike, is it a direct sequel to the PS4 game?
I think it's just a new game because looks like Ratchet has a love interest now. Another Lombax is shown. Or
and
shout out
daughter.
to my boy LG. He's like, is that because they got separated during the Rift? Is that his daughter from an alternate dimension or something? It could be. I think it's a lover though.
Is it both?
Is it Latchet?
Is it a lover?
Is her name
daughter?
Latchet? Or are they going to be that simple?
It's gonna be Wrench.
Oh my god. It looks really good. Lou, what were your thoughts? Did you have anything to chime in for? Are you a big Ratchet fan? I kind of want to platinum the first game after watching that. Like, I really wanted to pop it in.
The running joke that I've been making is that they're gonna announce NAC 3. And, what did they do? They showed a Sackboy Adventure. So, granted, it's not the same thing, but it's kind of, the same, like, adventure type of game. And I'm actually kind of excited for this one.
It looks like Super Mario 3D World. And
it's a 4-player
Yeah,
platformer.
I like that you brought that up, Lou, because I think some of those, that's a perfect way for a Sackboy. Unfortunately, it's going to be, compared to Mario, I think it's going to do well. I think a lot of people think it's not going to do so well. I think it's going to do well. I think this is perfect. It's better than Little Big Planet because it doesn't seem customizable yet. I think you can because you open up with a tiger suit and stuff like that. But it looks very fun. I'm glad that... Is that one of your highlights you're about to bring up right now?
No, I just thought it was funny.
You kind of brought it up out of nowhere with Ratchet and Clank. I don't know. I guess they are kind of both platformers a little bit.
I think the highlight was Ratchet and Clank. Like, that was my highlight because... But I just wanted to bring that up there because I feel like there was no way we were going to talk about that game at all.
I was going to bring it up, actually.
Yeah.
Having 2 kids. Having 3 kids because my daughter's starting to play a lot more video games now. So having 3 kids who are into video games, this seems like the perfect transition into... Because I think Seth's been watching me play Persona 5 a lot. Seth's going to eventually be playing these more mature games.
Yeah.
So I think this is a perfect segue to kind of get all 3 of them on, my level and then pass me because they're going to pass me in video games someday. So it perfect. It's a 4-player. Hopefully, finally, it's a 4-player couch co-op game because every time I get burnt by that, so it pisses me off. So hopefully this doesn't burn me. But I'm super excited. Because when you see Sackboy, you don't think platformer. It was a platformer, but it was totally...
It was 2D. What up, Maxie?
This is completely not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I was surprised it actually took this long to actually do something in that direction.
Yeah.
And it came out, it was a nice surprise. I don't think anybody saw it coming.
And when you release a new console, you want to sell to every demographic. You want your older guys. You want young kids and stuff. So it's probably not a launch title. That was probably
my favorite part about this show is it appealed to everybody.
Yeah,
the indie fan, the action gamer, the platformer, the big AAA exclusive, the Demon Souls crowd, as well. Like,
is very. And your point on indies, the indies all looked really interesting. I probably won't play half of them, or through.
But they all look game, right, JJ?
Yeah, exactly. It's a game that you might play for a second, or if for us trophy hunters, if it's an easy platinum, we'll
work on it. Yeah,
we'll plow through it. But there's a lot of very interesting indie titles where, the one that I probably will never play, even if it's a PS Plus game, is Bug Snacks. The game just looks so fucking weird.
It's super weird. The people that did Octodad, that song has taken over the YouTube circuit. Their Bug Snack song has taken over everything. It's all over the place.
There's just something about that game and Octodad. Like, you could just already see it, that it's going to be a moneymaker.
Yeah, it's just going to sell so good.
It's very cutesy with, a really dark side to it, too.
Yeah, you eat things and you turn into them
It's got this dark
I eat this strawberry and I have strawberry hands now.
Yeah, I like things that do, like I'm not a huge fan, but like Nightmare Before Christmas, where it's got this cutesy anime, but it's also really
in the background.
It's really dark. Where this is like super duper cute. It's like taking Mario and then when he stomps on a turtle, guts shoot everywhere. It's kind of that dark.
Yeah. Lou, what was one of your highlights? Because we kind of skipped you. I'm sorry.
Well, actually, I think it was Ratchet and Clank was one. That's definitely and Demon Souls, the Demon Souls remake.
Oh yes, Demon Souls remake. Mwah. Blue Point, that is a spicy meatball. This was teased forever. We knew about this forever, and then that Jack and Daxter / Soul Blood Omen remake or Soul Reaver remake was tied to Blue Point as well. Sony, very excellent to be working with this company a lot. They did a masterful job with Shadow of the Colossus. That game looks so beautiful, remade. Very fun and a very dark game too. What's up, Chad? How you doing? Very dark game too. Very, very dark game, killing all this Colossi. So I'm excited to jump into Demon Souls because it was past my time. A lot of people forget it was a PS3 game, and I really got into... I played Dark Souls 1 first, but I didn't really get into the Souls games until Bloodborne. I think Bloodborne is like their magnus opus when it comes to those type of style of games. But I'm excited to go back and play Demon Souls with you three, or two, at least two out of the three. What'd you like about it, Lou? Since it was one of your highlights.
One of the things I did like is when you do the side-by-side trailer of the game, how different it looks, and I knew it from the moment that I saw it. I mean, we didn't get a lot, but just, the highlights of basically the first trailer. That was basically what they showed.
Shot the first trailer, yeah.
Yeah, basically. And, I remembered the first trailer, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool that they're doing, they're showing us, an enhanced version of the first trailer.
Yep.
I can't wait to see more. And, I think that to me is very underrated an announcement because we knew Horizon, but it was a what's kept secret. Horizon 2.
Yeah,
I can't even call it.
We all knew that was probably going to be there.
Yeah, we can't even call it Horizon Zero Dawn 2 because Zero Dawn was its surname. So we're just going to call it Horizon 2.
Yeah, it's Forbidden Forest or whatever. Yeah. Yeah,
so everything. I mean, like that. Everything else after that, I liked Resident Evil 8. I thought it looked really good, and I've never really dipped my toes in that franchise, but
I knew it right away. Really JJ and I did a podcast of this like 3 months ago, I think. You always take every leak with a grain of salt, but the guy that leaked that verbatim, everything he leaked was in this. The Chris, the first person of Ethan, the werewolves, the vampires, it being called Village. Like, he had it all, everything, 2 or 3 months. And it's a shame, the Capcom curse strikes again. A lot of people talk about how bad state of plays have been. If RE3 doesn't leak before that state of play, people would have loved that state of play because it would have been a nice surprise for RE3 to come out of nowhere. It came out a lot sooner than we thought, too, right? When RE3 just went, whoa, that state of play would have... It's just a shame. A lot of their titles kind of get leaked. We kind of know what they're working on. It's no big secret, but man, it still doesn't get you hyped. The state of play sale, I've been looking at RE7 religiously, and I'm thinking, it's only $9.99. I think about getting the $20
still haven't bought it yet?
With Season Pass.
If you want to get the season pass, go ahead. But if you're coming up here next month, you can just take my copy with you home. If that's what you want to do.
It's tempting. It's tempting. I am going to be there in a couple weeks.
Yeah. So
it is tempting, but it's just a good deal because you would get all the DLC that you want.
That's yeah.
It's only $9.99, $20 for the DLC together combined. Great deal. I want to dive in. I saw JJ basically beat this whole game, so I pretty much know it verbatim what it is. But still,
there's
as
a choice
huge RE fan that has literally all of them besides that one, I think it's time to dive in and give it a real fair shot.
It was the first one I played.
Yeah.
So it was.
What do you think of Village?
I like that's going back to first person. I thought that made it more personal.
Yeah.
More personal.
Yeah.
It made it more like it's you.
I give them a lot of credit because the success of RE2 and 3, they could have easily went back to third person. But go ahead.
I think it's also going to help sell their upgraded VR set.
VR, yep.
So, that I was really excited about that. Demon Souls, I guess I'm not looking forward to as much, but I'll play it with you guys. I've never been into the Souls. I don't know why.
I know why.
Caught my things.
I know why, but it's okay.
Why? Because it's difficult?
You don't like challenge that much.
That's bullshit. I play you in the Super Bowl every year.
He gave me a compliment. Oh, you're cute.
Oh, what? What? Like, you gave him a compliment? You know? Like,
go ahead, JJ, with your next highlight.
Lou.
Oh, my God. Like, that's a...
Sometimes you gotta... No. All right, listen here.
You're too nice.
Listen here, young Padawan. Listen. Sometimes you have to be nice. So then when you roast him, it hurts even more.
You know what?
Hashtag facts.
I like you. I like where you're going, JJ.
Sometimes
I take that back.
Sometimes, because no matter what this channel says about our personalities, Levi and I love each other very much. We're very close. We're almost brothers. Pretty much are. We're 4 months apart, so we are going to butt heads on certain things. But at the end of the day, we love each other very much.
I'll just say
I won't do what Levi does.
Hanging out. That boss fight just appears over and over.
Yeah. I don't do what Levi does, but he'll sit there and talk shit for a half an hour. But after every says, I love you. No, fuck that. If I'm gonna talk shit, I'm talking shit.
Watch the Strauss Ball. Deadly silence. Silence is golden.
I won't even talk.
I talk shit the whole time.
He sent me a video this morning to talk shit.
First of all, that was an accident. I didn't mean to send it to you, and I bet you were so pissed off when you woke up.
I wasn't even mad, but he sent me one.
No, you sent me another one back.
I sent you one back of where I think I beat you 56-10.
I went to send that to Lou when I accidentally texted you that. I was like, oh shit, can I delete that? And Lou's like, no, bro, you fucked up. You sent it.
It's hilarious. It was hilarious.
We were talking about the Madden leaks, and we was talking about how you guys are always competitive, and you like doing a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And
the thing is, my cousin JJ is very good. If he played Madden online, he would do really, really well.
If I practice more, if I dedicate it, I just don't want to dedicate. This is the Madden 20 is the first year.
He reads defenses so well. He does things so well. He does great audibles, fake audibles. He might only run 5 plays. He might be a 5-play trick pony, but he's good at those 5 plays.
But I did notice that he ran the same play like 3 times in one when I was watching it.
That's JJ.
It was like the Z or something. It was like
go watch any competitive Madden player.
They run one play in Madden.
They run 3 plays.
No, I don't. Trust me, JJ. Like, I had a friend, and all he did was run the same play on me the whole game. Like, the whole game was the same throwing play. He didn't run it.
What's cool is Levi and I have played each other so much over the last probably since the PS2 came out or PS4 came out.
Yes.
So
Madden 15.
So I can run a formation and totally bait him into what I want him to do. He's gonna think I'm doing this play, and I'll just run like an out route the other way, and he's already took his user the whole other way.
Yeah.
And he can do the same to me because I know what he likes to do. So if you can little baits here. But we barely have touched this Madden 20. I think we played it for 4 months.
Yeah, it was a bummer because I had a lot of hype with the RPOs and everything.
It's terrible.
Didn't work out.
But
another highlight.
It's an easy plat. It's an easy plat too. You guys should actually get that plat.
I think I've platted.
He already has it. I gotta work on it. Go ahead. We'll steer the ship in the right direction.
Yeah, it's fucking. I guess the new Hitman game looked good, but I'm excited for Godfall. It's gonna be announced, or it's gonna be it's coming out with the system. I forgot what my brain just said.
PS5 launch exclusive.
It's gonna be a launch title. I'm having an aneurysm right now. I like Gearbox. I like most of the things they do. Borderlands 3 was a little bit of a letdown, but it still was
very fun. We platinumed the game.
It was a fun game. I put a lot of hours into it. It's a game that I played a lot with my son. He bailed on me. He didn't want to grind. He didn't want to grind for the platinum with me, but he beat the game with me.
Yes, I saw that.
But but Gearbox, it's the armor looks really cool.
The armor looks good.
In Godfall.
The combat didn't wow me though.
No. It looked a little janky too. It looked
the worlds, like they showed more on the PC gaming show, and I was like, damn, that looks really good. So I am hyped for that a little. I will buy that day one if that's a launch game.
And another game I really thought looked interesting was Destruction All Stars.
Yes, the Fortnite Destruction Twisted Metal game. Kind of.
Yes, it looks like a kind of game. They show these games every once in a while. I know that rollerblading game you and I watched that one time. I forgot what.
For Ubisoft, I want to get that game, but it's like never released or whatever.
I think it's like a PC exclusive or something. I don't know yet, but every once in a while they'll show one of these crazy sports where I think this would do well on the channel. It'd be fun, especially if we get a lot of people together to play it. So
yes, it would be. My next one, I'm going to shout out a couple because I hope this one becomes true. It was really interesting that Square Enix only had one game at this presentation, and it was Project Athia. Looked really interesting, looked very beautiful, using Unreal 5, I think. The only problem with the game is when they call it Project something, it usually might not exist ever again. And we knew about this. We talked about this on the pod several times. Even most recently, the last pod with Lou and Chad, the Bearded Wonder, I was like, are we going to see this exclusive PS5 Square Enix game, or is it too soon? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay. And it fucking happens. They show it. The thing is, I thought Final Fantasy 16 would have been here too. The rumor was they pulled it last minute. It's supposed to be a PS5 exclusive for a year, like Final Fantasy 7 Remake. But I know Square Enix is having their own show, so maybe they're showing it there. Chad and I were talking earlier, but my internet went out, so we never get to finish the convo. I also want to talk about House Marquee's game, Returnal, about the older lady and the guy. This is the guys that did Resogun. JJ and I's first platinum together, and this game looks really interesting. Kind of looks like a twin-stick shooter, but very horror-esque. With her constantly dying over and over and reliving that crash over and over again. Go ahead, JJ.
It's like Resogun with you're on the ground. Yeah, you're on the ground and you're a person instead of a ship.
Yeah.
And it's not that. But Resogun was a lot of fun. This game interested me too. It looked interesting.
Yeah, it looked really cool. I want to give a shout out to Kenna as well, or Kina. The two brothers that talked about that game. It's like Pikmin, but like a 3D action adventure with a little girl. I like that one. I like interesting games like that. It's not always the same thing. Like they have different mechanics, uniqueness to them. I also want to shout out Oddworld really quick because that was really cool to see that come back. Obviously, Gran Turismo 7 and Horizon 2 Forbidden Forest, like those two. Huge. Gran Turismo is going to sell a kajillion. It's going to make so much money. That game looks really, really good. I'm shocked no one brought this up, but Pragmata, the Dead Space guy, it was a Capcom game. It kind of looked like a Kojima game, though. I thought it was Isaac by the helmet a little bit, so I thought it was like Dead Space 4 was like, oh shit. And it gets very futuristic, very freaky, very Death Stranding-like. A lot of questions on it. It's very far out. It's like 2022. Want to give those a shout out. And I think The Little Devil Inside, which was another kind of interesting art style game, but kind of had like Monster Hunter / like Bloodborne in it, where he was hacking people's heads off while this old man was like pooping on the toilet. It was very, I like that a lot. But I think Horizon 2 was probably one of the stars. Spider-Man and Horizon 2 and Demon Souls were probably the big oh shit moments. Like all three.
Well, Ratchet and Clank I thought was a big.
Yeah. Well, it deserves to be up there. I like Ratchet and Clank, but it's always considered a B-tier game. Go ahead.
Well, what I like about this, why I think this is like a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 showing is the pacing of it.
They spoiled this thing already.
They paced it so well, Levi. You got heavy hitter, PS5 exclusive, indie game, and they sprinkle in all these heavy hitters in between indie games. I know a lot of people were like, got down on when the indie games are shown, but a lot of them looked interesting.
And I shout out to Sony really embraced indie guys like Haas Marquis and for Resogun and stuff when the PS4 came out. I think they learned from PS4's launch. It's not going to be Knack and Killzone. I still think they're really waiting. The reason why you haven't seen on date on Demon Souls and Horizon is because A, they got Spider-Man locked in for that, and B, they're waiting to see Microsoft's first-party showcase next month to see if they have to adjust at all to that launch, which they probably, to be honest, I hate to say it, they're probably not sweating. They're probably not sweating it.
Well, I know Microsoft already piggybacked off of it and said, oh, you can play, I think it was Resident Evil 8 and something else. There was one other game they showed. Have fun playing this on the Xbox Series X or whatever.
Yeah, Pragmata.
Yeah, so they didn't.
Interesting enough, Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo are both PlayStation 5 console exclusives.
Oh.
Interesting. Very interesting for Bethesda. It was the one company I completely forgot. Shout out to Lou and Chad. I completely forgot about Bethesda, and Lou's like, right, very anime, arc right now. They got to do their return arc and get the love back. Get the love back from everybody.
Shitty for 3 episodes, get their ass kicked for 3 episodes.
Yeah, because Bethesda was on top of the world, and then it took one game and it just shattered their whole existence. And that was, Fallout 76, which was a huge disaster.
They got a lot of goodwill back, though, right? With Doom Eternal?
Yes, that helps a lot. That will probably be nominated for Game of the Year. I think that definitely got some
But what they did with Fallout, though, was like, that game was a bust, and then they tried to sell you on a year for like $100.
Yeah, it was bad.
I guess that doesn't... I guess for me, though, and I'm completely out of the loop. Because to me, that didn't even register on my radar, how bad it was or any of it. Because I've never played a Fallout game. I've never had any interest in a Fallout. So, and I get how that series is huge. So it should have hit my radar more. But I didn't even think about that.
Well, you also got to understand, JJ, they had a collector's edition that was like $250. So a lot of people got burnt on that, and they didn't get all their content for the $250.
Well, I had a buddy who played it and said if you launch like 4 nukes out at the same time,
yes,
it would crash the game.
Yeah, it was very broken in the beginning. Yeah. What were your lowlights, gentlemen? Did you have any lowlights in this show at all? Let's start with Lou. Was there anything that was like it kind of killed the mood here a little bit for me?
I really didn't have that moment. I honestly didn't really have that moment. The only thing maybe was like maybe I had a little bit of a disappointment in how the console looked, but I got over it quick. But otherwise, not really. Like, I don't think it. I think it was a very good show. I honestly do think it was a very good show.
All right, JJ, was there any lowlights for you?
I guess
you already said it was a 9 and 10 for you, so.
I guess the one thing that brought me down, and it's weird because I'm a big sports guy, is that 2K was here at this. But I think they do that with every new gen where they try to show the sweat beating off of someone.
Yeah, 2K loves their sweat, man.
They do that a lot, though. Like, 2K's always at...
No, that's... Well, I know the big... I remember the PS, or maybe it was the Xbox 360 launch of Madden, where they tried to show that where the sweat's dripping off and you can see this. And
yes.
I think at this point, that shit is unnecessary for the fact that graphics aren't going to get much better. Yeah. It's going to be real hard for them to, like, if you go back and play PS2 and then play a PS4, you're like, holy shit, this is night and day.
Yeah.
But to go from 4 to 5, there's not much they can do. But that being said, it still looked good. It's still, they tried to show off a little bit. It's just like a cinematic. So, but it wasn't bad.
I really had
10 seconds.
I'm with,
like,
yeah.
I'm
yeah,
with
it
both of you
like
guys.
I
really don't have really a low light in the moment. I thought it was a very well-paced show. I think a lot of people are a little too judgmental, a little too cynical. Mostly my Xbox friends on Facebook, my former co-workers. I would love to bring them on the show and just see why they're such haters on things. I don't understand why. I can understand if you didn't like the show, if you don't like some of the PlayStation games, but to be blatantly hateful over stupid shit, like I don't understand it. But go ahead, Jim.
I think that's something I'll never understand is this console wars. The whole it's a video game community. It's
competition though.
But it's the PC master race and this and that. And
that's
I've never understood. I think it's because I've been spoiled, I guess, in my life where I've always had both. It never really affected me whether. I've always liked both. I've always liked playing video games. If I want to play Halo, I could play Halo. If I want to play God of War, I could play God of War. If I want to play Mario, I could play Mario. That stuff never really affected me. And for people to, because there's a lot of that. There's going to be PlayStation fanboys in the Xbox thing just bashing it, and it just doesn't make sense to me. It never has. Because a lot of that stuff's going to be cross-platform anyway. Yes. So you can buy it on either or, and you're just bringing down the community, man. We're together in this.
I just learned to just accept that there's going to be hate.
There's always going to be haters.
But it's with anything, and I understand that. It just, I've never understood.
I'm with you too. I just don't understand it a little bit. Just like I said with the Persona 4 Golden thing, like people were saying, "Fuck Sony," they lost this exclusive. Like, makes no sense to me.
Why?
And it's a 9-year-old game anyway. Like, what's the big deal?
Well, Death Stranding's going to go to the PC.
Yeah, Horizon's going to go to the PC.
God of War is going to go to the PC. Yeah. Final Fantasy VII is going to go to everything.
Yes.
So it just.
All right. So what's your favorite moment/game at this conference, guys? Because to me, they showed a lot of exclusives. They pretty much hit it out of the park. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 as well. I think this is definitely an A. This is definitely an A conference. It's not an A+. I said it was going to be like 2015, 2016 E3, and it's not that. Those were A+. Those were like, holy... This was definitely an A. They showed so many great exclusives, top-tier exclusives, 3 or 4 of them in a row, but most of these games are exclusive to a PS5. I know some of them are PC, but we're just going to go with that they're exclusive to PS5. Not very many on this list is going to Xbox, or Switch, which is pretty damn good. So what's your favorite game, favorite moment? I'm going to start with JJ.
It's the obvious one. It's Horizon.
Yeah.
It's a game that I didn't know much about when I played the first one, and I fell in love with the world. I fell in love with the character.
This was actually JJ's arc of turning and becoming a master.
Was that 2015 game?
2017.
2017. It was a game that, it was. I
kind of started his shifting from. He started playing a lot more different games.
I didn't hear anything about it. Most games I hear about, but I won't watch trailers or anything. You know that.
Yeah,
so it's a game I didn't hear. I never heard a thing about this game. Me and my wife were at Target, and I was texting Levi about it, and he told me I should pick it up. So I talked her into getting it for me, and man, I fell in love with that world. And to me, it's a game I'm probably the most excited for on this list. Spider-Man's a close second, just because I'm a big comic book nerd, and the first, Spider-Man PS4 was, a really great game, and so those are my two big ones. I'm sure most people are going to agree with me, but
yeah, Horizon 2 though, but beautiful. The only downer about Horizon 2 is that I have to kill turtles, and I like turtles too much. I gotta kill giant robot turtles now.
But as a Ninja Turtle, you killed Slash, so.
Only because we had to, JJ.
I gotta text you when I'm trying to get my mom to buy me. I'll text it to you later.
Oh shit! I really like. We all knew it was a lock, but to actually see it, I knew it instantly. I told the chat, I'm like, yo, this is Horizon. This is it. This is it. And I got that one pretty much right. I got Demon Souls pretty much right, even though I kept jumping, and then RE8. I kept jumping from like Bloodborne. I was like, is this Bloodborne? Demon Souls? Bloodborne? Demon Souls? It ended up being Demon Souls. I started, freaking out a little bit there. But Horizon 2, man, that game looks so good. That's their Breath of the Wild this gen, I think. I think this game has a huge potential to be a launch game still. Launch window, whatever you want to call it. I think it's going from my history of retail. You can never have too many great games at launch because people are more apt to spend on a launch game, on launch titles if you have great ones. The last one I did was the Switch, and I could not push anything out besides Breath of the Wild. Nothing would be sold. I could not push out Super Bomberman. They did not want to buy anything else. If you give people options, they will take it and they'll buy them up in bulk. New console launches, again, customers are always apt because you've been saving for a long time. Most of you are really smart. You work really hard. You save up some money. You got your stimulus check. Instead of blowing it, you put money away. You're getting ready to. What up, Savage? How you doing? I'm sorry I didn't read your thing in a second here. You're putting money away, so you and Lou are pretty much ready to go. You're ready to pounce, ready to pre-order this thing, ready to get some good launch games. Again, I think they're waiting for Microsoft to hit. But Lou, what was your favorite moment / game in this conference?
I think Horizon was probably the easiest one. The most surprising one was the Spider-Man Miles one. I really thought that was surprising that they were going to go expand in his universe. When I saw the symbol, I immediately thought it was Spider-Man 2.
That's what I thought too. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, so I think that was the shocking, surprising one.
And I bet that pissed a lot of people off too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably did. It probably did. I can see why. But yeah, I mean, Horizon was definitely was probably my favorite moment because I was anticipating it being there. And there was a moment where I thought I actually looked at my phone and I was like, man, there's not much time left. I wonder if they're going to show it. It's coming. I wonder if they're going to show it at this show. And they showed it. So I was like, boom. From the moment that I saw it, I was like, boom, there it is. All right, let's go. I
think a lot of you are going to think I'm going to say Spider-Man and Horizon. And they're definitely up there. They're definitely some of my favorite moments. But it's either Demon Souls or RE8. I love the dark, gritty games, the horrific, violent horror games, and like I said, Bloodborne is up there for like game of the generation for PS4, up there with Persona 5 for me, up there with God of War, and like it's that top tier game. It's that effing good. So to see Blue Point take on this task of doing Demon Souls. And it looks so damn good. Like Lou said, when they showed the damn demon dragon come up, like, oh my god, that shit was awesome. That was epic. And then to see, Village be confirmed, like verbatim. Like, holy shit. Like, they're having werewolves in Resident Evil and vampires and shit. This shit's getting freaky. Like, we're either on some serious drugs or this is a new virus. Like, there's some shit going on.
It's the monster virus.
Yeah, the monster virus.
Where, the universal monster
Chris
virus.
Potentially, it opens up. That trailer opens up with Chris. Not Chris. It says his last story, and a lot of people think that it's going to be Chris. They're going to kill off Chris. I don't think so. I think it's Ethan. I think it's Ethan's last story.
He was in one. Now he's in another.
Yeah,
now
I think
he won't be
it's
in anymore.
Ethan's last story. Chris looks like the bad guy in this, where he shoots. I think his wife. I think he shoots Mia?
Didn't he shoot Ethan? He shot Ethan too, right?
I don't know. I think he shot Ethan's wife. He goes, "Sorry, Ethan," and he's like, "Why? Why?
Because she's psychotic.
Why are you punching boulders, man? Why are you punching?"
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Resident Evil 7. She chops off your fucking arm.
Yeah, she does. That shit was cool though. I like that.
It was. Dude, try
cool.
that shit in VR. It's scary.
Dude, I think RE8 will be in VR. That's a whole different world too when you play that shit in VR. I bet that shit's insane.
Oh, it was creepy. Yeah, when you did the scene when you're sitting around with the family eating the stuff on the table, that was
that was a messed up moment.
Because it's all right.
I want to point out that game wasn't running well at all. I thought it was the stream, and that shit was running at like 15 frames. It looked really bad. Visually it looks great, but it wasn't running well. It's a tentative title of 2021. JJ posted. I heard this rumor for a while, but JJ posted that it's like official. They canned the Xbox One and the PS4 version of the game. Makes sense. Don't even worry. Why would you even try to do a cross-gen title? That was part of my prediction though. But Demon's Souls, RE8, some of the biggest ones for me. Obviously, I'm hyped for Spider-Man and Horizon, but I was expecting those. I
think those are obvious.
To get RE8, to get Demon's Souls, I think this conference was really... I don't know how you could really do it much better besides a God of War tease, maybe, or a God of War remake. I don't know if you saw that prediction show, JJ. I knew it wasn't going to happen. For the 15th anniversary of God of War, do a remake of 1.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You good?
Well, that's what I was gonna bring up. Is this conference is great, and you said the 2016 one. Wait till next year's drop.
Yeah, you think that's God of War?
Spider-Man 2, when you see God of War, when you see God of War trailer, they'll probably Shadow War 1 remake.
Oh, okay.
So, can you hear me?
We hear you now. Yeah, you're frozen on screen, but I can hear
Lou.
We hear you.
I'm here.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
We hear you.
Oh.
You hear?
I think JJ's having a little technical difficulties.
Lou, really quick, what would you give the show?
I give the show. I think they succeeded in a lot of ways. I think they delivered really well. I give the show a 10. I mean, if we're gonna compare it to other
masterpiece.
Well, then in your case it would be a 9. I think
you're fine. You're allowed to rate it whatever you want.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying that I think that the show was they did everything that they set out to do. And they did exclusives compared to Microsoft's first show.
Go ahead, Lou. You're good.
No, I was going to say that compared to Microsoft's first show, where we had a question every
you see that face, right? Oh my god. Oh my god, that's great. Technical difficulties with JJ right now. Go ahead, Lou. Continue though.
No, but I mean, considering Microsoft's show that they did, what was it, a couple of weeks ago?
A month ago, yes, their third-party show,
yeah,
right?
We questioned what was exclusive, what was not exclusive, and I mean, everything had the Microsoft symbol in it. So you would question, is this an exclusive? Is this not? And I know I had to get it cleared up. They didn't really say if it was third-party show or not. With PlayStation, I thought they hit it out the park. I thought they fulfilled all their partners' needs right now. Yeah. They showed their stuff. I think they made them happy. They showed 5 exclusives they showed alone, and they said they're not even done yet.
Well, they showed more than 5 exclusives. They showed probably 10 to 15. If you're just talking console exclusives.
Yeah.
If you're talking legit first party, it's like 5, 6.
Yeah, so
like Sackboy and all those.
Yeah, they showed 6, and then you have the other one. So yeah,
a lot,
like,
though. I mean,
and
a lot
they're
of
gonna
these games,
show.
majority of these games were console exclusive.
And they're not even done yet.
Yeah, they have more shows.
They're not even. Yeah, so we don't know what to expect even more. So I mean.
Well, I the one thing I was shocked, and it's not a low light. I forgot to bring this up. The Silent Hill. There were so many things pointing at Silent Hill being unveiled, and it wasn't here, unfortunately. So that could be a game down the line. There's still Final Fantasy 16 could be shown down the line in another show for sure. So I want to segue into our thinking cap. JJ, Lou, and I just got hired at Microsoft. We run the gaming division now. Matt Booty's out. Fired. Get out of here, ass clown. You're out. Us three. We're running the show now. And no offense to Matt Booty, he's a good dude. It's just a joke. It's a wrestling joke. But we're gonna run Microsoft's future right here. So what the hell are we gonna do as a collective right here? How are we gonna run Microsoft during the future? I know they keep harping on smart delivery. Sony hasn't said much about it, but Destiny 2 said if you own Destiny 2 on PS4, you get it for PS5. It happens. I think Madden's the same way. Madden was confirmed the same way today too, wasn't it, Lou? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
JJ's face is so awesome. This is okay.
JJ's having technical difficulties.
You okay?
I think so. I don't know what's going on.
All right, you're good. You're fine. It's all good. I was having internet troubles earlier today too. So if you didn't hear me at all, we just got hired at Microsoft. Matt Booty's fired.
I heard that part. Fuck him, ass clown.
It's us three. So, what are we gonna do as collective for that first party showing in July? Is Halo gonna be a banger? What are we gonna do? Fable coming back. What do you think Microsoft could really do to turn the tide, sway the tide? Is it price? Is it have a really great first party showcase in July? Like, what do you guys think is going to happen? Can you hear me, JJ? I think that's a no.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you a little bit, but you keep freezing. There you are.
I don't know what's going on.
You're fine. It's all right. I was having internet troubles earlier. So, what can we do for Microsoft here? Their first party showcase in July. What can we really do to help them out? Like, they're in a real tough pickle. Is it price? Is it showing Fable? Is it showing Halo? Like, what is it? Hellblade 2 or some new IPs? Like, I'm going to start with JJ. What do you think Microsoft can really do in this case? And again, this is our opinion. We're not here to shit on Microsoft or anything like that. Like, we just want to talk about it. As a fan of games, I own all 3 consoles. JJ owns all 3 consoles multiple times over.
I got 2 PS4s.
Blue has all 3 consoles as well. We're a big fan of video games. Yes, we prefer PS4 and Switch over Microsoft. They align on what we think of exclusive-wise. But how are we going to get back in this race, JJ? We got hired at Microsoft right now. How the hell are we getting back in?
We got to show Halo, the new Halo game gameplay. We got to show gameplay, and the story's got to be solid. That's got to be 100% win, because that's when Microsoft was beating Sony, that was the game. That was the one that was kicking its ass. Multiplayer's got to be dope, but you also have to have a solo campaign that people want to play.
Yes.
It has to be a great game. We got to sell this console for $450. We got to undercut we got to undercut Sony. We're going to make money on our Game Pass because that's still the greatest deal in video games.
Yeah, it is. Game Pass is hell. A lot of great forward thinking for Microsoft. Yeah. I think that gets really understood, but I think they do it a lot because they have to, because again, they're asking.
Yeah. We got to start having exclusive remakes ourselves.
Yes.
So I'm thinking a big one that I think we got to bring back Fusion Frenzy. I thought that was a great game.
Okay.
I think Fusion Frenzy has to, and it's a party game that will attract the younger crowd too.
Yes.
So, new IPs have to be banging, and we have to come up with new games that are solid AAA titles that will make us money, that look good, and this, again, story's good. Sony's trying to do it with like Pragmata. They have a few other new IPs that they're Ghostwire Tokyo. Deathloop looks pretty cool. So we have to have games that we have to have. I mean, in order for Microsoft to come up, the games have to be good.
Yeah,
that's the exclusive game. We can't have another Sea of Thieves debacle.
Yes,
but I have heard that game is played better. But you can't have that debacle.
It's very much like No Man's Sky. They took a while to fix it.
So you're good, and we don't have to do it, but maybe have the balls enough to go buy those studios from WB. Whoa. Maybe Mortal Kombat isn't on PlayStation anymore. Maybe Mortal Kombat's an Xbox exclusive game now.
Damn.
Maybe,
they got Spider-Man, we got Batman now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You have to have the ball. And guess what? If Microsoft is the only company that has Batman, you're going to sell consoles.
Yeah.
Just on Batman alone. So, those are a few things. There's a lot they can do, but I think selling an affordable console helps. Again, have family. You got to have family-friendly games. Then you have to have. In order for this whole thing to work, it all hinges on Halo.
Yeah.
I mean, if Halo is a 96 on Metacritic, if it's truly this, if it's a juggernaut.
Yes. As a big Halo fan, I've been really disappointed over the years. And JJ and I just did a Gears of War-a-thon not too long ago in February, and we played all the great ones, and the new ones aren't bad. Like, they've done a good job.
There's an ebb and flow to it. I like the newer ones better than 3.
Yeah.
But I think 1 and 2 are obviously. I think 1 and 2 are the best too.
Yeah.
But I liked 5 a lot. I thought 5 did a great job. But their exclusives have to hit home runs. They don't feel, and that's the thing, is they don't feel like they have to.
Yes.
And that's where it's, because they're saying they're not going to release an exclusive for 2 years. So
they bought a lot of studios. Are any of these games ready to show next month though, Lou? Like, JJ had a great game plan right there. What do we have anything to show though?
I think if you're Microsoft, you have to really sit down and you have to ask yourself: are you going to continue to bring a knife to a gunfight, or are you going to go ahead? Are you going to go ahead and have a plan for the future? What is your future? Because yes, you know what, Halo can be your now. Like all that stuff can be your now until your future is ready. And I think with Xbox, they just keep going with Halo as future and Gears, and when you look at what PlayStation has done, like you have Uncharted, you have God of War, you have all these like titles at different times that
Horizon, Spider-Man,
but The Last of Us, and I think you have to really consider, like, okay, you know what,
chances,
you're gonna,
right?
Yeah, I think because it's obvious to me. I think the chances that they need to make is more of what fits them, and I think it's multiplayer games because Horizon doesn't work with the audience. Not Horizon, Rise. Rise didn't work with the audience. Sunset Overdrive didn't work with the audience. Quantum Break didn't work with the audience. Like, those games did not work with the audience, but I think if it came over to the PlayStation, I think that they would be at least okay. They just they played it for like a couple hours and then they went and played Halo Online or a third-party game. Mm-hmm. So, and I think that, they kind of for now need to use Halo for the now, and then they need to start getting away from Halo and Gears and start building upon, a future. Like you can't just have a Halo and their racing game and Gears and
you're talking about Forza. Yep. Fable's coming back. I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. Before I let Jamie speak again because he had something to say, I think I think you're right to a degree. I think you're hitting the nail on the head. Unfortunately, I feel like Halo and Gears are living for the sake of living, not because they don't have those passionate. I don't want to say those studios 343 and Coalition. I don't want to say they're not passionate. Yes, they're passionate working on Halo, but the guys originally that Bungie's, the Epic Games, the Cliff Bleszinski, the guys that really had great storytelling for those games. It's not the same, and I get it. And Gears has been a lot better than Halo recently, I would say, for sure. Gears 5, the only really biggest issue I really had was I won't spoil it for Lou because Lou hasn't played it yet. You guys saw in the Gears of War-thon, they just kind of they just kind of made a choice for you, or made you have a choice for no reason.
It was an odd thing to put in a game that's never given you that before.
Yes, it was. And I think the second area was fine being open world, but the third area was too big, and it didn't need to be open world. But go ahead, JJ. What do you think? Also, for JJ's remake point, sorry, my apologies, JJ. Banjo-Kazooie Conquers Bad Fur Day. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah. They have to have their own kind of.
That's the wave right now, right?
And Lou's right. It seems like the Microsoft crowd doesn't necessarily gravitate towards new IPs a lot.
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive was a great game. I played a little bit. It's fantastic. I mean, it's from Insomniac.
I wouldn't be shocked if that game comes back on PS4, guys. Like remastered.
Dude, if that game
would be more appreciated. Yeah, and that's not a shot. That's not a shot at.
It is.
Xbox.
Watch your tone. Get a grip.
I just think that the audience. I think the audience is separated. So like in PlayStation, in PlayStation Land, they enjoy more of the story games, and I think over on Xbox Land, I think.
Yeah, well, where's that?
Well, we're
in
here.
Japan.
We're here. Yeah,
we're here already.
We hear you, Lou. Go ahead, finish. We're sorry.
And Xbox, I think they're trying to create PlayStation Land, and I don't think that works for them. And it's because they build an audience that's not meant to be like PlayStation Land. So make your own. Make Xbox Land. Yep. Make multiplayer games that's going to keep people's attention, your audience's attention. So I think that's one thing.
They essentially did that with Xbox One, though, with Sea of Thieves. No story. It was, play with your buddies. Crackdown 3, horrendously, not a very great
but it's just,
shooter.
It's just,
Sunset Overdrive had great multiplayer. They technically had those games, Lou. It's just, I think you need to do a little bit. I think it's moderation. I think you got to do a little bit of both. Have some nice, epic storytelling games, and then have some great new multiplayer games as well.
Sea of Thieves was not like I don't even count Sea of Thieves. It's like it's like that. I mean, like Crackdown. Like God, like Crackdown came out. I didn't even know it came out. Like that game was been rumored to come out for like so many years.
Yeah, I know. It took forever to come out.
Is that an Xbox 360 game?
Oh, yeah, I know, right? Yeah. It's just like I think and I agree with you. Like you need to have both. You need to have both, but I think that right now you need to attract an audience, and your audience is gravitating towards Halo and Gears, and some of the people don't even play the story. They don't even play the story. They just play it online.
You're right, but that's right now they're beginning to hammer hard because of what they lack. Right? It's because they don't have those exclusives that Sony and Nintendo have. They don't have a Breath of the Wild. They don't have a Horizon. They don't have a Spider-Man. They don't have a Persona. They don't have.
They've tried though. They've tried. It's just that their audience. I don't think the audience is built for like right now is built for. Like,
I mean, it's a fair point. But I think you gotta try. I think our game plan is next July. We gotta fucking try. We gotta try to fucking bring it.
They have to have AAA exclusives, though.
Yeah.
Because, Oni's a great game. Cuphead, fantastic game.
Cuphead, yeah.
But
you meant Ori. Not Oni, but Ori.
Ori, yeah. but those games aren't gonna make you the money either, where...
Very true.
I agree with Lou, though, is, it's, they needed PUBG to be bigger than Fortnite, and it just wasn't.
Yeah. It was
They're
for a
just
time. Like
surviving
that's
to-
why it got nominated for Game of the Year at 2017 because it was huge on PC, man.
Yeah.
PUBG was.
Yeah.
So they tried to
They're just
capitalize on
surviving.
that, but it didn't run really well on Xbox.
No.
And that,
It's-
like you said, Fortnite. I don't think they saw Fortnite being a juggernaut like they were, and it was.
And I think like when's the new Battletoads game? I think that game will be all right, but again, that's not going to make.
Yeah, where
money.
the hell
That's
is
not-
that game? JJ don't
that's
want to
not
beat the
gonna-
crap out of things.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
reality,
and
I
why-
just want to punch him and kick him off.
Yeah, exactly. It's a hard game.
I just think that they're surviving. Like they're surviving.
Well, they got
for
endless
today.
amount of money, bro. They ain't going away.
No, I know that, and I think that that's what they're living on. But I think they're just surviving for today, and they're not thinking about tomorrow and how to broaden their horizons. Like you think about some of these games, like Xbox, they got a PlayStation. They have a lot of juggernauts with Uncharted and God of War and Last of Us and Horizon. And, they just, what was it, a year ago or so, Days Gone, right? So there's going to be Days Gone 2. Do you think Days Gone would be, if it was over on Xbox, do you think that the audience would like Days Gone?
I would say
No,
yes. I actually would say yes because it's Son of Anarchies with zombies. Totally think people would play that on Xbox.
It was, but what does Death Stranding do on the Xbox?
Yeah,
What
you're
is-
right. That
You have to
wouldn't
think-
fit their audience. No.
But that's what you have to think about. Is like,
Yeah.
what do some of these games do over there on the Xbox that are great here, are good to great here? Depends on your opinion. I think they're great, but how do they do over there? And I really think that maybe out of like 5 people, 3 of them pick up Days Gone, and they do the first couple of missions, and I think that it's kind of like forgotten for them. And
The
I
game
think
is
that's
pretty
kind
damn
of
long. I was doing
It's-
5-hour streams of Days Gone trying to finish that damn story.
It was,
But it was great. It was worth it.
But it's
Yeah.
kind of weird. But like you said, but that's Microsoft's belief too, is that multiplayer is where it's at. It's
exactly.
and they're not totally wrong.
No.
They're not 100% wrong.
A lot
It
of the
is-
games we stream are multiplayer, like right NHL, like we play
But-
2K
but
online
that
all the
doesn't-
time in the rec.
but,
like
But how?
but like
how would they do?
COD is
COD,
it sells every year. Doesn't matter how terrible the game is.
yes, it sells
Yep.
15 million plus
I mean,
every year.
if people want to, if you want to sit there and bitch about Madden being a reskin every year, COD for a long time was too.
Yeah.
They really
Yes.
got away from, but they're starting to come back though. So it's an ebb and flow, but that game's always going to do well because of the multiplayer, and and that's how they feel. That's just how the Microsoft.
But if you
that
really
Go ahead.
think about it, I'm sorry, JJ, to cut you off.
No, you're
I just
good.
wanted to get this.
You're a
I
bad
wanted to get
person,
this
Lou.
thought out there.
Get a grip.
You're not any worse than Levi.
Think about if something like Tom Clancy Rainbow Six
Mhm.
was made for Xbox, or Overwatch was made for Xbox. You know what I mean? You can
Mhm.
you can make leagues out
Oh,
of it.
for sure.
You could do a lot of things, and I'm not saying hey fully dip your feet into the multiplayer universe. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I think that that's not what your identity was meant to be, right? That you try to establish, and I think you're just in a game of you're in a losing battle where these guys are bringing PlayStation in particular is bringing all these top type of games, and they keep making top tier games, and you're just surviving
I see what
for
you're
today
saying.
with
It's
Halo
definitely
and
part of the
Gears.
problem, Lou.
But
It's
so-
definitely part of the problem. Go ahead, JJ.
Well, so what you're saying? There's no one new is going to buy a Sony, and no one new is going to buy a Microsoft.
No one knew was gonna buy a Sony.
So no one new is going to buy a PlayStation because they're already like people who are set Xbox fanboys will never buy a PlayStation because they're set in their ways, and no matter what exclusive Sony produces, no matter what,
I think it's
I think
it's
there's definitely that on
unfortunate,
both
but
sides for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
think,
and
I
I-
think it's unfortunate. That's just the kind of like what we live with today.
yeah.
Because I
Let
had a
him
buddy of
finish.
mine.
Let him
Like,
finish.
Well, it's so basically there's no swaying anybody. Is no matter what either of them does. So, they do try to put out exclusives like Sunset Overdrive. If they ever, like Crackdown 3 was terrible, but whatever. It's not going to sway. Someone who plays nothing but PlayStation will never buy an Xbox because the exclusives aren't good enough. And
yes, you're right. But it's just not a big audience like that, though. We see because they're loud. We see because
the losers are always the loudest.
Yeah.
And that's not calling Microsoft. They technically lost this generation.
Yeah.
They won the generation before, but they technically.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep saying they. I don't give a fuck. I have both of them.
Yeah.
I do play more PlayStation, but I'm with you though. It is a shame because you kind of want your game to go to everyone, but Sony also knows they want to make money.
Yes.
So if we keep these exclusives here, and
it's the same thing with Nintendo too. Like
Nintendo was always going to be built in no matter what. That thing's going to sell.
But they have that exclusive format too.
Yeah.
They have heavy hitters like Xenoblade, Zelda, Super Mario.
I mean, Donkey Kong,
Metroid. Like they have.
Yeah.
Pikmin. There's the rumored Pikmin game coming
there's
back.
all kinds of Pokemon alone. Would make them,
Juggernaut alone.
If they would just release Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon once every 3 years, they'd still make a ton. Animal Crossing.
So much money. We're going to end it here. I think that was a good discussion. We'll talk Nintendo later. We'll probably not be picking up the Pokemon expansion yet. I think we're going to wait a little bit.
You just go download it. You should already have it.
Oh, my God, I do. Wow. Well, thank you, JJ.
I had to buy 2 fucking copies of that. One for Max and one for Seth.
Well, 3 Switches. And, JJ, tighten up, bro. All right? You check your goddamn turnips every day. All right? We're making millions over here, Lou and I. You're costing us money.
I've been so out of Animal Crossing. I've been engorged in the Persona 5 world. There's been a twist that really Seth saw it coming. I didn't.
Stay tuned for that spoiler cast, guys. It's gonna be fun.
I'm expecting it to twist another way, but I'm 102 hours in right now. It's all I've been playing lately, and I know I have 3 platinums in the work, and I've totally dropped off on the show. Turtles, and I've just been focused on this.
It's a shame too because we're so damn fucking close to Turtles, but they just
you say that. I don't think we are. I think I put 70 fucking hours in that game.
You're 3 trophies away. I'm 2 away, and they won't give me my damn ATM. God damn it!
It just won't pop no matter what you do. It's fucking ridiculous.
But shout out to JJ and Lou. I'm sorry to steal some of your time today. I appreciate it. Probably no stream on Twitch tonight. Apologize for that. We're gonna relax a little bit. Tomorrow we'll be back. Probably streaming. Thursday will be EA Play. Persona 5 Royal Spoilercast happening soon. Last of Us Friday. So I beat Left Behind today. I beat Left Behind today, and I beat Last of Us Part 1, which is crazy to say. I can't believe I'm saying that. Last of Us Part 1 Monday. Or no,
unnecessary
Sunday.
Sequel.
Excited to play this one. I know Lou's not. We're going to do a spoiler cast still. I can no longer say Persona 5 Royal's the highest rated game this year. It is Last of Us Part 2 with a 96. Persona 5, 95. It's going to be a fun game of the year discussion. I'm excited.
Because the game of the year hasn't even came out yet.
Yeah, Cyberpunk, right? I'm actually excited. I think Ghost of Tsushima should be. I think it will be a 92, 93. That's my guess. I think it's going to be up there. Well, I think it will be nominated because I think Ghost is going to be really good. We'll be playing that. We'll do some more Platinum runs, guys. Lou and I have been thinking about doing some Neo and Bloodborne as well. I already Platinum Bloodborne, but I was going to help Lou out with it because I just love that game. And I know my stream here has gotten pretty big because of Bloodborne. You guys really love those streams, so why not now get the whole chainsaw and sickle back and start hacking up some demons again. It'd be fun. And if JJ ever decided to do that too, I would help him out in Bloodborne as well. But
great game.
I really appreciate everybody being here. Smash the hell out of the like button. Tell me what you guys think of the PS5 reveal. tell us, did we do a good job trying solving Microsoft problems? And what was your biggest moment for PS5? Are you guys getting the disc one? Are you guys getting the digital one? Are you guys going full digital age? JJ and I game share on everything. It's not a bad thing, but Taylor Swift or die. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to Skip to my Lou. Shout out to the White Assassin, my beautiful cousin JJ. I've been your fellow Strauss man, the GG, and we're outie.
Peace.